Joining us on the phone after just finishing that rally in Wyoming is Florida Republican Representative Matt Gaetz. Always good to have you on the show, Congressman. So you're in Wyoming today speaking out against the #3 Republican in the House, Liz Cheney, for her vote to impeach President Trump. Today at the rally, you told the crowd that you were, quote, the OG on Team Cheney removal. And yet on a Republican caucus conference call yesterday, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy told fellow Republicans to stop the intra-party fighting and, quote, cut the crap. What's your response to that, and did you talk directly to McCarthy about this trip?
I think Washington should cut the crap. I think when Washington sends our bravest patriots to the forever wars that are backed by Liz Cheney, that's a lot of crap. I think that when establishment politicians try to redefine the Republican Party through some sort of purging of the America First principles, that's a bunch of crap. What I saw in Wyoming today were hundreds of patriots who came out to denounce the leadership of Liz Cheney. She's been ineffective for the people of Wyoming. Heck, Liz Cheney has a 10% approval rating among Wyoming Republicans. That's lower than the approval rating of Muammar Gaddafi when he was removed by the Libyans.
But how does this intra-party fighting help advance the cause of the Republican Party that would like to ideally take back the House and take back the White House in 2024?
I want Republicans to win, but to do that, we have to be worthy of winning. Right now, there's an identity crisis in the Republican Party. There are some in Washington who believe that we've got to purge Trumpism and we've got to do whatever is necessary to get back in the good graces of the corporate PACs that have sworn off some Republicans. I take a different view. I think that we've got to get out in the country and we have to marshal a positive populism that will lead to better candidates, better policies, and ultimately a better electoral performance. I don't know that we will ever get back in the majority if we revert back to the Paul Ryan-flavored version of republicanism that had lost for quite some time.
And I want to pick up on that idea because you've said that you have a competing vision of republicanism that differs from some of your colleagues. Do you think that there's a place in the Republican Party today for the 10 members, say, who voted to impeach President Trump?
I don't believe that the folks who supported impeachment are anywhere near in line with the Republicans throughout the country who still have reasonable questions about election integrity and who still believe that President Trump's policies made their lives better. They're doing damage by, I think, falling for the siren song of big media, big tech, and big corporations that would prefer Trumpism to be purged than for it to continue to advance.
You talk about Trumpism. I understand that you spoke with former President Trump last night. Can you share any of the sentiment of that call as far as his tone or his thoughts moving forward?
Well, I don't give readouts on my conversations with President Trump. It's why I'm able to still have them. But I've got nothing but encouragement from the Trump family. Donald Trump Jr. even called in to the rally today to call on Wyoming Republicans to replace Liz Cheney and send a representative who represents them.
Your new colleague in the House, Marjorie Greene, has repeatedly indicated in prior Facebook posts support for executing prominent members of the Democratic Party. She has also embraced the QAnon conspiracy theory. Does your vision of the Republican Party include her?
I do not believe in executing anyone for politics. I categorically reject political violence. And I know that in my own life, there have been things I've posted on social media that I've regretted that don't represent the person I am. Frankly, I think that's the case for a lot of Americans. So I don't judge people based on their worst social media posts. I do believe there's a place in our party for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I absolutely denounce political violence.
But I just want to push back on that because, you know, the idea that she was saying that, you know, Nancy Pelosi was guilty of treason and treason should be punishable by death. That's not just somebody's kind of worst day, right? I mean, that's pretty harsh.
You don't know that. I mean, you don't know if it's their worst day or not. What I know is that the Marjorie Taylor Greene that I've interacted with in the Congress is a very serious person. She tries to bring a business approach to problem solving with the matters that are before our conference. And I don't judge her based on the worst things that she says on social media because I wouldn't want my fellow Americans to judge me based on the worst things I've said on social media.
And lastly, who, if anyone, in your opinion, should be held accountable for the deadly riot at the Capitol 3 weeks ago?
the people who committed those murders.
And them alone, no one for inciting it or for bringing them there or rallying the troops, so to speak?
No, I believe that there were, murders committed, and I believe that the people who had the criminal intent to commit those murders should be held accountable. I do not believe that every person that attended that rally is an insurrectionist or a domestic terrorist. I think we can localize accountability on the people who engaged in truly criminal behavior.
Okay, Representative Gaetz, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.